Good morning. Good morning, children. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you all? Lynette, Tom, Henin, how are you all?
Fine, ma'am.
Okay. So we have the chapter data handling is over. Now today we are going to start a new chapter. It is introduction of graphs. Chapter name is introduction of graph. Very simple chapter it is. Okay. And for this MCQ 3, this month you have an MCQ. So we need to put two chapters. Okay. So last chapter is algebraic linear equation in one variable. And before that, algebraic expression and identities. Let us include those two chapters for this MCQ. Is it okay, no? Linear equation in one, both are lengthy chapters. Linear equation in one variable or one chapter is enough. Huh?
One chapter.
One is enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us consider the linear equation one variable. Is it okay? Because it is very, or algebraic expression and identities. Which one you prefer? Linear equation in one variable, you have just studied, no? Because we have done a MCQ question, isn't it? Last week we have conducted an exam on linear equation in one variable. So which one we will do? Exponent, algebraic expressions and identities. This data handling we cannot do on this MCQ because Google form, because graphs you cannot draw, no. Okay, we will do one thing. We will do on linear equation one variable and data handling. Data handling simple questions I will ask so that I can include some questions, simple questions. Okay, graphs and drawing won't be there. Drawing we cannot do on Google form. So simple questions I will ask. Okay, so those two chapters, linear equation in one variable, study thoroughly. Those two chapters, linear equation one variable and data handling. From data handling only simple questions, no drawings. Okay, so all of you write in your book, MCQ 3 portions are data handling and linear equation in one variable. Okay, now our new chapter. Introduction to graphs. New chapter's name is Introduction to Graphs. This chapter 15 is not for it is an NCERT textbook. So in your textbook, it is not 15. So you just write, find out Introduction to Graphs. Heading is Introduction to Graphs. Graphs, we have already discussed about bar graph and histogram, pie chart. We have already discussed, isn't it? So in this chapter, first one is about bar graph. Bar graph is we have already studied. See, you can see a bar graph marks in mathematics in three terms of a student. So first term she got 25 marks, second term 30 marks, third term it is 45 marks. Bar graph we have already studied, so we are not discussing about that. We are moving to the next topic. Next topic is a histogram, that also we have done already, and pie chart, circle graph, that also we have did. So we
Ma'am,
are
I
not,
saw it now. I see
yes,
new chapter.
huh?
Ma'am, is it new chapter?
New chapter. So this also we are not discussing because we have already discussing bar graph. This is double bar graph and pie chart, histogram. All these we have discussed already. Next one is we are going to discuss a line graph. So you write the first heading as line graph. Heading line graph. Line graph. Line graph. Line graph. And see, write the first sentence. A line graph displays the data that changes continuously over periods of time. Line graph displays the data that changes continuously changing. I will show you the examples for such graphs. Line graph displays data that changes continuously over periods of time. A line graph displays data that changes continuously over periods of time. Now, all of you listen to the board. Listen to the board. Here this table shows the changes in temperature, recorded. At time is given 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m. The temperature is 37, 40, 38, and 35. This is time temperature data. Data is on time and temperature. Time is given 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m. Temperature in degrees Celsius it is 37, 40, 38 because a girl Renu fell sick. Her doctor maintained a record of her body temperature. She is feeling ill, and usually when we have some fever, especially for small childs, for small children, the child's temperature, if they have some fever, we will record the temperature of the child in each hour, or in some periods we will record the temperature. If you have any smaller children in your home, you can ask their mothers. When they have some fever, doctors ask the mother to record the temperature and find out the variation and all. So Rinu's mother recorded the temperature as at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m. and temperature is 37, 40, 38 and 35. And for drawing a line graph of this, we have taken time on x-axis. On x-axis we have taken time, and on y-axis temperature. On y-axis we took temperature, and on x-axis it is time. Okay. Now see, 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m. And here both sides king. 2, 4. Here also it's not both side king. Not only in y. Okay. So on y-axis, we took the temperature starts from 30, 32, 30, 32, 34, 36 and so on. And x-axis temperature 6, 10, 2, 6, etc. We took only those time only. We took the times that is given on the table. Okay, um, this gaps are not equal. See, after 6 we took 10, after that 2, then 6. It is not uniform. We took the times that only given on the table. So both side we need a king. Okay, here we are using 30 because the least temperature is 35. So we started with 30, 30, 32, 34, 36, etc. Now at 6 a.m. at 6 a.m. the temperature is 37. 6 a.m. temperature is 37. So this is the point which shows 37. Between 38 and 36, the middle one is 37. And 10 a.m. it is 40. So mark that point, 40. 2 p.m. 38. And 6 p.m. it is 35. So between 36 and 34, we will get 35. After plotting the points, marking the points on a graph paper, we will call it as plotting. After plotting the points, using a scale and pencil, join those points. First point is this. From here, draw the lines using scale and pencil. So using scale and pencil, we are drawing. This is called line graph. Okay. So this line graph is a time temperature graph. Time temperature graph. This is a time temperature graph. Time temperature graph is what? It is a graph shows the variation of temperature according to the time. As per the time changes, the variation of, it shows the variation of temperature. Okay, so the points are then connected by a line segment. The result is a line graph. First, you have to plot the given points on a graph paper. Take suitable units on x-axis and y-axis. Then plot the points on the graph paper. After that, connect those points with the help of scale and pencil. Such a graph gives a line graph. Okay. Now I will show you one more line graph. Okay. See this example. All of you read this example. The graph represents total runs scored by two batsmen A and B during each of the 10 different matches in the year 2007. Study the graph and answer the following questions. So what is the graph? The graph given is the runs scored by two batsmen A and B. The graph shows the runs scored by two batsmen A and B. Okay, and we are plotting a line graph on according to the data given. So there are how many matches? 10 batsmen during 10 different matches. There are 10 different matches. In the year 2007, there are 10 different matches, and the data is about the runs scored by the batsmen A and B. So on x-axis, we took 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, which represents 10 different matches. And y-axis, the runs they have scored. And see, this is a to both the graphs, both the batsmen's performance are drawn on the same graph. Okay, the dotted line shows batsman A and the continuous line shows batsman B. Dotted line shows, one second, batsman A. Dotted line shows batsman A, and the continuous line shows batsman B. Okay. So x-axis matches and y-axis number of runs scored. Okay. So let us go through the questions first. First question is what? First question. What information is given on the two axes? What information is given on the two axes? Children say, what is the information given on x-axis and y-axis? X-axis,
Run,
Runs scored in match.
run
x-axis
scored
shows,
by
yes, x-axis shows the number of matches and y-axis shows the number, the runs scored by the each batsman. You can see the answer here also. The horizontal axis or x-axis indicates the matches played during the year 2007, and the vertical axis, that is y-axis, shows the total runs scored in each match. This way you have to write what is shown on x-axis and y-axis. Second question, which line shows the runs scored by the batsman? Which line shows? It show the line, dotted line. Dotted line shows the runs scored by batsman A. I will show the answer. The dotted line shows the runs scored by batsman A. This is already indicated at the top of the graph. In some of the graphs, it will be indicated. You can see here, it is given. When we are drawing histogram also, we have given some indications. Isn't it? You remember that? Shading, we will indicate the shading. This shading shows English mark, and this shading shows like this. Do you remember when we are drawing histogram or not histogram, double bar graph, we shows the indications?
Yes, ma'am.
This
Yes,
bar
ma'am.
shows English mark and this bar shows Malayalam max. That way we indicated what was those bars represents. Similarly, here we can indicate the lines, what was the line represented. Here dotted line represent the runs scored by batsman A, and continuous line represents runs. This way you have to indicate what you are representing. Okay. Now third question, were the runs scored by them same in any match in 2007? If so, in which match? Read the question once again. Were the run scored by them same in any of the matches? Find out from the figure. In any of the matches, did they score the same?
Match 4.
ma'am match
Match
for
4. Match 4, both the, yes, here both of them have point. Okay, so match 4, and what is the score that day for that match? What is the score?
60 runs.
60.
Score is 60 runs. Okay, during the fourth match, both have scored the same number of 60 runs. Okay. Now, next question is, among the two batsmen, who is steadier? How do you judge it? Who is steady?
Batsman B.
Batsman B. Why? Why, Isha? Why you can say?
Ma'am, because batsman A is going on up and down.
Yes, he
Very
has
rapidly.
he has variations. First 20 runs, then he scored 100 and 115. After that, in the third match, he scores a 0. Okay, so he has variations, more variations. But see the second batsman B, his minimum is 40 and maximum is 100. Less variation for him. So the batsman B is more steady than batsman A. That you can read this answer. Batsman A has one great peak but many deep valleys. One he has 115, but here it is 0. Here it is 20 only. Two zeros. See, two zeros and two 20s. So he has one peak, but many valleys. Downs, there are many less score he has. Okay. Now move to the second question. So for you, the questions also will be this way. The graph will be given. You have to answer whatever the questions according to the given graph. Okay. Read the second question. The given graph describes the distance. Second.
Should we write this question?
No, 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 no need to write. No. You just understand. If any doubt, you can ask. Huh? It's moving. Okay, second question. The given graph describes the distance of a car from a city P at different times when it is traveling from the city P to city Q. A car is traveling from a city P to a city Q, which are 350 kilometers apart. These two cities P and Q is the distance of 350 kilometer. Their distance is from P to Q, the distance is 350. Study the graph and answer the following. I will show the graph. This is the maximum. So, see, the car is moving. It starts at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Then it reaches at 3 p.m. The distance is from 0 to maximum is 350. So on x-axis, time is marked 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. And the distance covered by the car at these intervals are given on y-axis, distance from P to Q. Okay. So the distance, the total distance is 350. So here we choose a units as 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. Okay. And what is the first question? What information is given on the two axes? Okay, who will say? Advait, Sinoop. What information is given on the two axes? Advait?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
what information is given on the two axes? On x-axis, what is the information given? What is given on x-axis? What is the information given on x-axis, Advait? Adikesh, what is the information given on x-axis?
Ma'am, the time taken by the car during
Yes, time taken by the car during its travel. And Vaishnavi, what is the information given on y-axis?
Distance from P
Distance
to Q.
covered by the cars. Okay, by the car. Second question, from where and when did the car begin its journey? Tamanna, from where the car begins its journey? From where it starts? Tamanna? From where it starts, Tamanna? The journey begins from?
City P.
City P. The journey begins from city P. Okay. Now, from where and when? When it starts, Tamanna? When the journey starts?
Ma'am, 8 a.m.
8 a.m. The journey starts at 8 a.m. from city P. Then third question, how far did the car go in the first hour? How far did the car go in the first hour? Ken? The first hour. First hour means it starts at 8 o'clock. 8 to, first hour means 8 to 9. How far it traveled? That's the question.
Ma'am, 50 kilometer.
Very good, 50 kilometer. It travels 50 kilometer. Then fourth question, how far did the car go during the second hour? Tom Jones, during the second hour, how far the car goes?
And 100 kilometers.
100 kilometers, because at 10 a.m. it is 150. 9 a.m. it is 50. So how far it goes? This length. That is 150 minus 50, 100. Okay, understood all of you? Okay. Now, during the third hour, I mean, during the third hour, how far it traveled? During, during the third hour, it traveled 50 kilometers, this length. So it traveled 50 kilometers. And was the speed same during the first 3 hours, Sridev? Was the speed same during the first 3 hours?
No.
No, why? How do you know it? How do you know the speed is not same?
It is different.
Which is different? The distance traveled is different. If the speed is same, during all these time intervals, the distance traveled should be same. Here, during these three intervals, that is 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11 also, the speed is, the distance covered by the car is different. So speed will be different. Okay, understood? Next question, did the car stop for some duration at any place?
Yes.
Lakshmi Nandakumar, did the car stop for some duration at any place?
During 11 a.m. and
During 11. How do you know that?
there is no.
There is no change in the distance. Here, there is no change in the distance. 11 a.m., it is at 2 kilometers, and at 12 noon also, it is at the same point. There is no difference in distance. And when did the car reach city Q? When did the car reach city Q?
At 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m.
2
At
p.m.
2 p.m. 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. the car reaches the city 2, which is at 350 kilometer apart from the city P. Okay. So this graph shows time and distance graph. This is a time distance graph. It shows time and distance. So this is time distance graph. Now, the exercise questions. So, first question. All of you read the question. Nivedya.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you observe the graph. Then Nivedya read the first question.
Ma'am, the following graph shows the temperature of a patient in a hospital, recorded every hour.
Okay. Then first question.
A. What was the patient's temperature at 1 p.m.?
Give the answer. What was patient's temperature at 1 p.m.?
Ma'am, 36.5.
Huh? It
Ma'am,
is
36.5.
36.5 degrees Celsius. 36.5 degrees Celsius. Fadil, next question. Fadil.
When was the patient's temperature? 38.5 degrees Celsius.
When it was 38.5, when?
In 12 noon.
Yes, at 12 noon, The patient's temperature is 38.5 degrees Celsius. And question, one more question. Next question is, Abid, read the question. Abid, Henin, Muhammad Salim, switch on your videos, all of you. Abid, read the next question. Abid,
Yes, ma'am.
read the question. Next one.
During which period did the patient temperature showed an upward trend?
All other questions we answered, Abid. Abid,
Yes, ma'am.
all other questions we answered. Abid, switch on your video.
My video is
Where, okay, where you're sitting?
in my house.
And let me show your table and chair. I want to see where you're sitting. Abid, we didn't discuss that C and D. Read the question C.
The patient's temperature was the same 2 times during the period given. What were these 2 times?
What were these 2 times when the patient's temperature becomes steady?
1 p.m. and 2 p.m.
1 p.m. between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Okay. Next, Henin, read the next question. Henin. Henin, read. Irene, read next question.
Ma'am,
Ah.
what was the temperature at 1:30 p.m.? How did you arrive at your answer?
What was the temperature at 1:30? 1:30 p.m.
36.5.
36.5. Next, Albert Lyson. Next question.
Ma'am, during which periods did the patient's temperature show an upward trend?
During which period it shows an upward trend?
11 a.m.
That is peak at 11 a.m. But which period? The question is during which period it shows an upward trend. So what was the period? At,
10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It shows an upward trend. Okay, very good. Next, second question we will discuss. Second question, all of you read the second question. And graph is given below. Read it. Edlio, do you read the question? Edlio, did you read the question, Edlio?
Yes, ma'am.
Read the first one. It shows what?
What shows
What
the
was the
sales
graph
in,
shows?
it shows the sales in rupees crores.
Then
2002 to 2006.
The years 2002 to 2006. And read the first question, Edlio.
What were the sales in 2002 to 2002?
What was the sales in 2002? What was the sale?
4 crores. 4 crores.
4 crores. And 2006?
2006. 8 crores.
8 crores. Okay, Nadeem, next question. Nadeem, read the next question. Anjana. Anjana, read the next question. Amaljit, read.
What were the scale in 2003 and 2005?
2003 it is 2003. What was the sale?
7
7. 7 what? 7.
crore.
7 crore. And 2005?
10 crore.
10 crore. Pooja, next one.
Yes, ma'am. Compute the difference between the sales in 2002 and 2006.
Difference in sales in 2002 and 2002 and 2006. What is the
Ma'am,
difference?
4 crores.
4 crores, because 2006 the sales is 8 crores and 2002 the sales is 4 crores. So 2002 to 2006 the difference in 4 crores. Okay. Now next who will read? Benedict, read the next question. Benedict. Vaishnavi, read next one.
Ma'am, in which year was there the greatest difference between the sales as compared to the previous year?
In which year was the greatest difference between the sales as compared to its previous year? Which year, Vaishnavi?
And 2004.
2000. In which year was the greatest difference shows? Which year? Is it 2004 to 2005? So 2005 shows difference, more difference than 2005. Okay. So the greatest difference shows on the year 2005, Vaishnavi, because rapid from 6 to 10. It increases from 6 crore to 10. Okay. Now
Okay,
next
ma'am.
question. Next one. Okay, is it over? Now all of you go through the third question. Third question. Read the question. Irene? Irene,
Yes, ma'am.
did you
Yes,
read the
ma'am.
question?
Yes, ma'am.
Here, for an experiment in botany, two different plants, plant A and plant B, were grown under similar laboratory conditions. Their height were measured at the end of each week for 3 weeks. 3 weeks their heights observed, growth observed, and at the end of these 3 weeks their height measured, and the result was shown on the graph. There are 2 plants. Okay, now we will go through the questions. Irene, read the first question. Irene.
Yes, ma'am. How high was plant A after 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
So how high was the plant A after 2 weeks? After 2 weeks, what is the height of plant A? Which line shows plant A and plant B, Irene, here? Here, which line shows? Plant A shows which line?
The line which is
Dotted line.
Yes.
And plant B shows the continuous line. Okay. Now, what was the height of the plant A after which month, which week? After
2 weeks.
2 weeks. After 2 weeks, what is the height of plant A? Irene.
Uh, 7 centimeter.
7 centimeter. After 3 weeks, it is
After 9 centimeter.
9 centimeter. After 3 weeks, it is 9 centimeter. Okay. Now, Benedict, read the next question.
Ma'am,
Read.
ma'am, ma'am,
Yes, read the second question.
can you make it large?
It's already large. You can't see it?
Okay, ma'am, now it's
Ah,
okay.
okay. Then read.
The following graphs show the temperature.
No. We are discussing this second one. How high? We are not the fourth question. The second question from the third.
Sorry. Okay, ma'am. How height was planned be after 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
What was the plant's height after 3 weeks and 2 weeks? After 2 weeks, what is the height of the plant B? What is the height? Benedict? Anybody give the answer?
Ma'am, the height of plant B after 2 weeks is 7
7.
centimeter.
And after 3 weeks?
10 centimeter.
10 centimeter. And what is the next question? Next question. During which week did the plant A grow most? Plant A grow most on during the which week? During which week? Isha?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
During which week the plant A grow more? During which week plant A grow more? During which week it is?
Week 1.
It is
Week
1 to 2. During the week 1 to 2. See, this shows the growth of the plant. Okay, children, we will continue with the next period. We have one more period, not today. That period we will continue with the next question. Okay, shall we wind up our class?